What's going on, everyone? Welcome into another edition of Chiefs Comments with Kramer. I'm gonna turn this music down so you can actually hear me a little bit. Yes, welcome in. Welcome to your show, Chiefs Comments with Kramer. We're back after my illness put me away for a week. It was terrible. Don't worry, folks. We are here. We're here with a brand new show. As always, turn on notifications. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow us on Twitter. Make sure you turn on notifications, whether if it's on the X app or if it's on the YouTube app. Turn notifications on because how would you not know when we go live? Yeah, if you had those notifications turned on and turned on correctly, you will know when we're live here. Right here on the Club Foolish Network. But yours truly, hi, Kramer Sansone, Chiefs Comments with Kramer. The show dedicated all to you, your comments. So right now, if you're watching, you haven't said a Chiefs comment, question, or concern right now, if you want to participate, submit in the comment section right below, whether if you are on X or if you're on YouTube. Feel free, and we'll get to it just like that, because that's just what we do around here. To start things off, first we always go around and look at the injury report. We already know that the injury report right now for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they're down. They're down, but they're definitely not out, especially with Baker Mayfield on the throwing the football to people. But, no Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin. So the defense might have an easy day this upcoming Monday because it is a Monday Night Football game, which also means that there's a good chance that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will run the football. And the thing is, teams such that play the Kansas City Chiefs, who are a running football team, they seem to can't figure out how to run the football against the Chiefs. So I'm curious to see how the Chiefs will make them one-dimensional, or they'd have to even throw the football if that's even the case. If even have a wide receiver, I know it's K. Otton's time to shine for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I guess we'll see how that goes when it comes to that. But the Kansas City Chiefs, three guys are going to be put on the injury report, which injury reports aren't officially out yet. I get it. But Nazeez Johnson nursed that concussion. We have Juju Smith-Schuster out that hamstring. Also, Mike Dana I'm assuming Dana and Juju Smith-Schuster was limited today in practice from what it was sounding like with Andy Reid. If you listened to him earlier on in the afternoon, he always has his little media pressers clearly. And he did say that Nazeez Johnson's on the right track, which is good, and he's a good football player. And good football players will make it themselves the way there. But those are at least three guys that the Kansas City Chiefs are also looking for and are wondering if we will see them this week. We already know the news that happened earlier this week where the Chiefs traded for Josh Uche, which is another pass rusher that played with Mike Dana back in 2019 when they were both on Michigan. So maybe there's a little 1-2 punch combination right there that we weren't even thinking of that we're about to get, because what numbers-wise we've seen so far with Josh Uche and Mike Dana, Josh Uche is getting to the quarterback a lot quicker than what Mike Dana's been doing this entire season. I know that the Chiefs are in the middle of the pack when it comes to sack numbers when they were ranked second last season at the end of the season. So that's a great move from the Chiefs. So, but now let's get to the part where it's your show. The questions that you submitted to me, which you could have done that previously, or you could, before we go live with 25 previously, or the questions that you have during the show that comes to you while I'm talking. Feel free to comment below or however to get a hold of me. But let's do what we usually do.
Let's get to the comments.
I forgot to put this thing on there. Read that thing. That's the ticker down below. Reply during this during the comment show, and you will have your stuff featured no matter what. This one's coming from Jairus. Jairus, there's a good chance the Chiefs legitimately go undefeated. They have a very easy schedule from here on out, and they get Pacheco back soon, so the offense will start rolling. So I guess you would say they have a great chance of going undefeated. The biggest test I feel like is still the Buffalo Bills, which they will play them, and I believe in like 3 or 4 weeks they will play the Buffalo Bills. Some people are circling the Houston Texans game. I think the biggest test of the Houston Texans is going to be what we're going to see tonight on Thursday Night Football as they take on the New York Jets. We know Stephon Diggs is out, done for the remainder of the season due to a knee injury. So hopefully for a speedy recovery for you, but we're not going to see Stephon Diggs in the playoffs whatsoever. Now, I'm curious to see if we'll actually see – no, we will see the Houston Texans in the playoffs, but in a limited capacity with the wide receivers that they have rolling out there. Houston Texans was an interesting team to definitely circle on there. I guess tonight will be the big test, whether we can erase that circle off the team that we think could possibly go one-on-one with the great ones of the Kansas City Chiefs. So I agree with you, Jairus. There is a legitimate chance they go undefeated this season. That's terrifying. That's terrifying to say the least because this team just gets good. This team gets helped out apparently from what the social media world says. Like, oh no, you're helping the Chiefs win the Super Bowl. You're giving them DeAndre, you're giving them Josh Uche, you're giving them all the stuff that they need. Well, the biggest thing that they possibly need, which they probably really don't need, is a corner. And I think they've done just fine on defense. So it's interesting. It's an odd NFL season, especially from all the Chiefs fans that I know that still think this team is not good. That this team's undefeated. This is the only undefeated team in the league. And this team's going to probably go undefeated because I agree with you, Jairus. Once an offense figures it out, especially with Pacheco coming back, which I'm not sure if that was the downfall of this offense, because once Kareem Hunt came in, it seemed like they just took off where they left off. So it's like they never really even left off. But Pacheco coming back at some point seems very, very dangerously. And also, there's probably a growing trend when it comes to the questions today because we've got a couple of running back questions. And let's go to the one that's the next one. It's from Travis. When Pacheco comes back, who's the number 2 back? Are they giving up the CEH? Should we expect Steele? All right, let's start off let's go work from the back end of this question all the way to the front end. I don't expect to see Carson Steele to take another snap as running back when Pacheco is back. I just don't see it happening. I think we've seen his first snap in the Kansas City Chiefs uniform and his last snap in the Kansas City Chiefs uniform at some point whenever Pacheco does come back. Whatever that week is beforehand, that will be Carson Steele's last snap as a down back in that backfield because of course, CEH and also Pacheco. Now, CEH, he'll probably still be number 3 in this, and for good reason. I mean, he knows the system. He knows what Andy expects out of him. He knows what the Chiefs fans also expect out of him because we had so much high hopes for CEH, and he's never really came through for it. So maybe before Pacheco does come back, we might see some bright light. But the number 2 back, I would have to say, is Isaiah Pacheco until he earns that spot back to being number 1. I want to see him take some hits. I want to see him take some licks, especially as a running back. You are getting hit every single time you touch the football or the football is going into your general direction. And it's always good to have a 1-2 punch. Now, if that 1-2 punch happens to be Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco, we've already seen what Kareem Hunt's been doing this season since joining the Chiefs. He's been absolutely amazing for this team and has helped out when needed tremendously. When Pacheco comes back, he's just going to go fill in line until probably Hunt gets a little hurt, and we'll see Pacheco work his way back into the number 1 spot. The number 2 right now has to be Isaiah Pacheco, though. On to the next one. By the way, turn on notifications. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video to at least one friend. You don't do 2, just at least do 1. I mean, that's at least be kind of you. Take a drink there. But now the next one from Cameron. Kareem hasn't had this many touches in years. Who do they turn to help carry the load? Will we see Clyde this week against the Buccaneers? Patriots. I thought of Tom. The reason why I said Patriots, I thought of Tom Brady when I think of the Buccaneers, and then Tom Brady, I was thinking of the Patriots. So that's just the reason why I said that. Clyde this week. We could see a lot of Clyde this week. Haven't seen him at all this year. I'm curious to see what he does look like, especially against a team that is going to be banged up. I know that defense isn't banged up, but we could at least see some Clyde worked in here and there on Monday. I think without a doubt we could truly see that happen. Now, I know Kareem Hunt hasn't had this many touches in years, but this was also a guy from back-to-back seasons where he was called upon to be signed upon early mid-season. Last year, it was the Nick Chubb injury. This year's the Isaiah Pacheco injury. What happened? He got the phone call. He said yes, he came to join either team, and the rest is history, especially for the Browns. History is still being made here in Kansas City to see what could actually finish off of this fairy tale ending-esque of a season or career that Kareem Hunt has. We're going to see more touches from Kareem Hunt, whether if it's receiving out of the backfield or if it's being a handoff out of the backfield. Kareem Hunt's hot right now. If you have him on fantasy, make sure you start him because he's the only guy that I think has any solid value on this team to help produce in the offensive categories. Well, if that is a touchdown, whether if that is a reception, whether if that is receiving yards, rushing attempts, Kareem Hunt's going to get worked in there. And that's what this offense has figured out that works because Mahomes really ain't throwing the football well. We all know this. So why not hand it off to your bell cow right now in Kareem Hunt and continue this trajectory for this team? This is Michael. Michael says Mahomes has more interceptions than touchdowns this season so far. Very true. Is the defense or defensive coordinator the reason the Chiefs are undefeated? It's both. It's both on that side. If it wasn't for Steve Spagnuolo, he wouldn't put his team that was signed upon, that he agreed to with Brett Veach to help him, rally the troops on defense. Spags is good. Spags is really good. And you pair him up with a guy named Chris Jones on the defensive tackle who's not going to make a guy run past him, whether if it is Derrick Henry, he ain't not if I run past him. Whether if it is Rashad White this upcoming Monday, it's just not going to happen. Spags has got a lot of credit on this team, but also his defense, you got to give a lot of credit to them as well. These guys have stepped up ever since they were drafted to this team. And yeah, I'm talking about that young rookie core that they have. It's incredible to see to see this happen and see this pan out, because when Patrick Mahomes first came into the league, after sitting behind Alex Smith, this was all about offensive numbers. Offense. Mahomes was the guy. Mahomes was the catalyst. The defense was so bad that he had never had a defense in his entire career until they won that first Super Bowl. Now, this team has flip-flopped. This is a defensive-heavy team. This is not an offensive juggernaut that we were growing accustomed to when Mahomes first started for the Kansas City Chiefs in that sophomore season of his. This is not that same exact team. This is a defensive-heavy team that they figured out, like, hey, our defense can win championships. We saw it basically happen last season. And there's a great chance of this actually happening this year as well. So, Michael, I get the struggles for Patrick Mahomes. But this defense is bailing him out constantly, which is, you know what? Good for him. Good for him. He's still trying his hardest out there. And yet, if something does fail, whether if it is a botched pass that was tipped into the hands of a defender for an easy reception, or what if it's a terrible pass that he's actually done, the defense has actually bailed him out tenfold this year. So Trevor Ross on YouTube, he says hello. Hi, Trevor. How's it going, man? How are things? Hopefully your Chiefs hopefully the Chiefs can prevail. But look on the next one. From Jake, the Chiefs' interior offensive line is playing like the best in the NFL, but the tackles have not. What's the solution at left tackle? Is it Morris? Is it Kingsley? Is it Donovan? Do people really want Donovan Smith back? He was slow. I get it. He's a champion left tackle. I completely understand that. He's probably going to be extremely cheap, or he's not right now. Just give Kingsley some time. Give Wanya some time. I know those guys. I know Wanya's been penalized incredibly amounts. I know that's over at the right tackle side. Whoever the guy, Jawan Taylor over there. I don't know why the guy who has he's got 9 flags, most penalized offensive lineman in the league because he can't keep his feet set on the snaps, which was a problem of mine when I was trying to play football. When I first started off trying to play Bantam League football back in the day, they tried to put me on left tackle. Yeah, I was not cut out for it. I ended up not playing the rest of my time. And so, you know what? Watching is a lot safer for me. But just give Morris and Kingsley some time. Like, we might as well. I don't know if there's enough room right now for the Kansas City Chiefs to acquire anything or add anybody, because I know that they're already hard-pressed against the cap anyways, but then we already know that the salary cap in the NFL is a mythical breathing thing. So I would just say give it some time. Like, these guys are still young. What is this, the second or third season Wanya Morris has been here? Kingsley Sumatia just got drafted here. And, I mean, he's extremely raw. We knew that coming out of the draft, and it was just hey, let's see if you can do it right here week 1. We saw it right then and there that he wasn't cut out for it right now. But at some point in time, I bet Kingsley will be cut out to being the starting left tackle for this team. But right now, let's leave Wanya Morris there. You don't need to sign Donovan Smith. Don't sign Donovan Smith. Just don't. This is the last comment we have right now, and I know it's not a Chiefs one, but it is related to a Chiefs player, because this is from Morgan. I know it's not football related, but the Mahomes put it in a bid to help expand a WNBA team to KC. First women's soccer, now basketball. That's cool shit. Morgan, you're not wrong. That is cool shit. I'll tell you what, I would love to see an NBA or WNBA team here in Kansas City, because I feel like Kansas City will just flock to a basketball team no matter whatever gets added here. And I ain't gonna lie, I will buy season tickets to a WNBA team here in Kansas City, because I just want to support a basketball team here in this city, because why the hell not? No, cool stuff what Mahomes is doing on the field and off the field, and hopefully we see a team does get expanded here in Kansas City. But now that's the last comment we do have. So if you comments right now, if you have anything, whether you're on X or YouTube, if you got something, even if it's a hello, we'll say hello here. Happy Halloween, by the way. I don't know if you all saw the Christian McCaffrey and his smoking hot. What was she dressed up as? It's the Wizard of Oz gal. Why can't I think of her name? It's escaping me. She has the Toto in the bag, and he was becoming the Tin Man. That's just a I'm curious. Anybody do anything for Halloween this week or tonight? Or they did anything for Halloween for work this week? It's from Trevor Ross, though, I'm trying to segue out of something else. What about cornerback? I don't think I know the injury happened out there with Watson, but I think they're fine. I do. This team is different. This team is incredible. Everybody steps up whenever they need to be called upon. And that's rare. That's rare for an NFL team. I know that's like the biggest talking about in college is like, oh, next man up mentality, but I still firmly believe that still runs true in the NFL. These guys are just getting paid or getting broken off to having an incredible money that's just they can do whatever they want with. I think they're fine. I do think the guys that they have on this team are capable of shutting down any team like we saw even last week. I know it's Las Vegas Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders really bad. And this really isn't even a big test for these quarterbacks either, knowing that Chris Godwin and Mike Evans are also out this week. So the big 2-1-2 Twin Towers-esque type of players for this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, they're not gonna have full strength. The corners should eat. And you know what? At times, that's how the cookie crumbles. No matter what, all these games are favorable for the Chiefs because health is a big concern. And you know what? Any snap can be completely different from either side. Somehow, the ball's just falling on the right side for the Kansas City Chiefs right now, and I don't see that ever stopping anytime soon because, like whatever one comment said, to go back to Jairus's, there's a good chance the Chiefs legitimately go undefeated. I have to agree. I absolutely have to agree. My final score prediction on Monday Night Football against Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I think the Chiefs they go over 20 points at Arrowhead. I think the final score is going to be 24, probably 17. 24-17 is going to be my final. It's going to be a couple of rushing touchdowns for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's probably going to be the reason why they scored. It's probably going to be scrambles from Baker Mayfield getting in the end zone because there's going to be no one that's going to catch a football there unless it's Kate Otten. And I'm pretty sure he's going to be swarmed by a slew of Kansas City Chiefs defenders. That will do it here for Chiefs Comments with Kramer. Hopefully, you all have a wonderful and safe Halloween. Have an incredible weekend. I'll talk to you the next time on Chiefs Comments with Kramer every 2:30 on Thursday. Have a good one, Kansas City.